What's up everyone? So in today's video I've come to this tunnel here. I'm about 100 feet right now from where you saw in yesterday's video pulling that 4Runner out of that creek and all that thick mud. It's literally like right over there. But it's pouring outside today, so I figured I could at least try to make a video. I won't be going off-road or anything in today's video as I did in yesterday's video, which was a lot of fun. And actually about 500 or 600 feet that way is the second creek crossing. So this is a pretty cool area. I've never been on this side of the train tracks before. So I definitely have a lot more off-road adventures planned for this side because it is a massive area. It's much bigger. So once the weather gets better, I can't wait to get back out on this side and do some more off-roading adventures. But in today's video, I wanted to go over the lift kit that I have on my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. This is the Old Man Emu kit. And basically what I wanted to address in this video is this the best kit that you can get for your truck? Is this something that is gonna be reliable? How have I felt about this kit so far? And basically, what are my overall thoughts if this is a kit that you're looking for? I've had a lot of comments when I was first looking for a lift kit from people telling me which ones to go with, what was gonna be the best. Spacer lift, long travel lift, am I gonna go 6 inches, things like that. And basically, I'd say this kit is kinda in the middle. I didn't do spacers or blocks, and I didn't go long travel or cut the frame and go 6 inches. So there's more than just the Old Man Emu kit kind of in the middle, I would say, in that middle grouping like King, Fox, Icon, other companies like that. And I also wanted to address, what are you doing with your truck? Are you gonna be taking it off-road? Are you gonna be doing hardcore rock crawling, things like that? Or are you just looking for looks, or you're just gonna be driving down gravel or dirt roads? So the Old Man Emu lift kit that I got, if you're not familiar with the kit specs, I'll have that video down in the description below. I went with 886 coils up front, along with a 1/4 inch top plate spacer to give me about a 1/2 inch more lift than just having the coils itself. And then I just have these standard shocks in the rear, along with the 3-leaf Add-A-Leaf kit. This kit cost me about $1,400. Now, that is a lot of money considering the lift kit that I had on my 2007 was about $250. Now that's a lot of money, even comparing that to the lift kit that I had on my 2007, which was about $250. I had a coil spring spacer up front and then an inch block in the rear. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that kit. The only issue that I had with it is that it bottomed out even going over speed bumps, because when you put the coil spring spacer in, you're actually shortening the length of the shock, obviously, or the springs, and so that gives it a little bit of a harsher ride. That was my only complaint. The blocks were fine. I had that lift kit for about 8 years, and that was a perfect, I'd say, entry-level lift. It gave me the lift that I was looking for to put a little bit larger tire on, and I had some travel for the off-roading that I did. But what I learned from that kit is that I didn't have enough travel up front, and then I just really wasn't looking to do blocks in the rear. When I took my 2007 and went to the 6-inch lift, I automatically knew that I was not going to do this on this truck. If you're gonna do the 6-inch lift, great, fine, you know, all the power to you in doing that. Personally, I hated it. I had a rough country 6-inch lift kit. It rode like crap. It made my truck pretty much non-drivable. I hated driving it even to the mailbox or, you know, down the road or something like that. And the positive of doing a 3-inch lift, I have the same ground clearance as a 6-inch lift would have, because when you have to cut the frame and drop the front differential, you're pretty much at the same level as the diff in a 3-inch lift. Mine is being able to put a little bit bigger tires with less trimming. The 3-inch is really all you need. So I absolutely love the Old Man Emu lift kit that I have on my truck. I could have gone with other companies like King's, Fox, and Icon again, but those kits were running $3,000, $4,000. For the off-roading that I do, $1,400 was more justifiable for me because I didn't want to go with coil springs, spacers up front, or run blocks again, as I did in my last truck, because I wanted a more smooth ride for on the road, but also have the off-road capability, being able to take this in the mud, things like that, and run the full 33-inch tires. Now, I did go with the heavy coils up front. A lot of people said that that would be the harshest ride. Why would you ever do that? Honestly, without putting a front bumper and winch on yet, which is something that I'd like to do this year, the ride is okay. It's comfortable. It is stiff if you're going over bridge bumps or train tracks or any huge bump in the road. It will jolt you a little bit, but honestly, daily driving this truck with the heavy coils up front, I have no complaints with it. It rides so much better than the coil spring spacer that I had on my 2007. And honestly, I really like it. It was an easy install. It was something that I could do myself, which is another reason I went with doing full coilovers up front, because I don't have a coil spring compressor, the tool to do that, to install that, and I didn't want to rip the truck apart and then have to go to a shop to do that. And honestly, it was relatively easy. It took us about a day to install. The leafs in the back were actually harder than doing the coils up front, which was surprising. So would I advise getting the Old Man Emu lift kit? Yes, I would, because there's a ton of different options on the website that you can go with, between like 4 or 5 different coil options up front, along with the spacers, and then you have a lot of options in the rear too. So for a kit that's gonna be around $1,000 to $1,500, $1,600, depending on how you spec it out, I think it's a really good option. The reason I didn't want to go with the Kings and other lift kits like that is because of the price again, $4,000 or $5,000 for something that I like to take off-road. You guys have seen those videos hopefully, and I'm starting to push the truck a little bit more, but I can't justify putting $4,000 or $5,000 into this truck when this suspension here is pretty much the same. Yeah, now yes, there's gonna be different things, like travel is gonna be a little bit better or something like that. In my search for lift kits, ITEC was actually very similar to OME as well in pricing. They were about $1,400, $1,500, I believe. And the reason that I didn't go with them is because their front coils were progressive or digressive, one of the two. And again, the Old Man Emu kit was not. So that's why I wanted to go with this one. I wanted the ride to stay the same. And I didn't want the speed to affect how the vehicle drove, because I wasn't sure which one would be better. Do you want a softer suspension while you're driving really slow and going off-road? Or do you want that softer suspension while you're out on the highway? Obviously, it would make more sense for it to be nice and smooth out on the highway, but then it would be stiffer at slower speeds if you're going through moguls or mud puddles or things like that. So I kind of just wanted to play it safe and have the ride the same, whether it was slower or faster speeds. And I don't have any regrets with this lift kit so far. It's been a fantastic kit for my needs. I've been able to run 33-inch tires. I have 0 rubbing issues. I have perfect clearance for the tires so far. So it meets my needs for the off-roading type that I do. So in your research for a lift kit, make sure that you're finding what lift and what budget you have for the lift kit, and also the type of off-roading that you're doing. Because for me, $4,000 or $5,000 lift kit, I mean, if you can get the same height, the same clearance, and the same travel with a kit that costs about the third of the price, and it's still doing pretty much everything that the $4,000 kit can do, I'm not gonna argue going with this kit. Yes, it's cheaper, but to me, all the benefits are still there. I'm still able to have a ball with this truck and go off-road with this kit. So honestly, I think this is the perfect kit for my truck. One thing that I'm not sure about though is having to rebuild the coils. I know with a lot of other companies, after like 20, 30,000 miles, the coils that they offered were rebuildable. So you had to take them out of the truck and rebuild them and put them back in the truck at some point. I don't believe you have to do that with this kit. I'm not entirely sure. I never saw anything about having to rebuild them. I'll have to keep you guys updated. I have about 3,000 miles on the lift kit so far, and I've had 0 issues with it. Everything is working perfectly. Obviously, that's not a lot of miles compared to the 20 or 30,000 that other companies are recommending. So when that time comes, I'll definitely let you guys know. So next up in this video, I want to do a small update on the truck. A lot of you guys have asked me about doing an update video. I did one a couple months ago, just going over all of the parts that are on the truck. But since that video, all that I have added was the ditch lights up front, along with the air compressor up front underneath the hood. So that's all I've done since that update. If you guys want to see a whole list of everything, all the exterior and interior mods, I'll have that video down in the description below. As far as the rest of 2019 goes, I have some other projects coming, and I have some parts on order already that are shipping out to get here. So hopefully those will be in soon and I can start installing those. Let me know down below, what else do you guys want to see on the truck? I definitely have a lot of ideas for this truck and more adventures for taking it off-road. So I'm not done with the build yet. I have plenty more ideas to come. One question that I have for all you Tacoma owners on a mod that's something I may or may not do, and that is the difference between the OV tune or re-gearing the truck. I haven't really seen any power loss running the 33-inch tires. I know that's a reason why a lot of people re-gear so they can get better torque, obviously for the heavier tires, but I haven't really seen a difference in needing to re-gear or do the OV tune. So anybody who has either of those, please let me know down below, what are the benefits that you've seen from it? Because, you know, right now the truck is fine for me. Could it be better? That I'm not sure about performance-wise with either of those mods. So that's not something that I'm really looking into get unless I can see some good concrete evidence that there's a plus to doing either of those. So I think that about sums up my review of the Old Man Emu lift kit for my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. I think this was a great lift for my needs. It was in my budget. It handles really well, even having these stiff coils up front, and it's gonna handle weight when I add more weight to the front of the truck even better. So I'll definitely update you guys when I have more weight on the front of the truck and see if the ride changes. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. We also have Bros for Speed merchandise. That link will be down in the description below. We have Tacoma designs, R8, GTR, and even 370Z designs. So make sure you check out that link down in the description below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next video.